If I had to describe my dad in one sentence, it would be that he's kind of like a crab. Tough outer shell, but soft on the inside. When you see him, you wouldn't expect him to be a loving, caring person, whether it be the tattoos or the way he drives or what his hobby is, boxing. He's the best fighter that I know. My dad has won too many titles for me to count, but through all that, he stays as humble as he can be. Maybe it's the place he came from that made him that way. My dad hails from the middle of nowhere, also known as South Dakota. I'm pretty sure South Dakota is the only place where there's more corn than people in the state. So much so that they have a corn palace where my dad won many amateur boxing matches back when he was younger. My dad has been a fighter all his life, up until this day. He loves fighting so much that he got it tattooed on his right arm, fighter, and on the other arm he has fighter. Because he may be a good fighter, but he's an even better father. Even though he never had his own father to guide him, he takes the lessons he's learned throughout life to help him teach me and guide me. He always gives me cool quotes like, you gotta look forward more than you look back. That's why the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror. He always tries to give me a solution to my problems. Even if they don't help, he at least tries to get me closer to a solution. My dad has said multiple times that he'd go through a sea of glass shards to be there for me, and he's proven it. He's injured himself multiple times for me. One time he was making me breakfast. We call it Dad's Awesome Breakfast of Amazingness, or DBOA. And he sliced a piece of his thumb off, and we had to go to the ER that day. And I even brought the piece of thumb that he cut off in as a science project. Another time I was scared to go down an escalator, and he, for some reason, tried going up the downwards escalator and fell and cut his legs pretty bad just so he could help me get down the escalator. This is the kind of dad I want to be when I have kids in the far, far, far future. He likes to tell me that you can always be a better version of yourself, and that he urges me to do good in school, so I will not have to struggle like him. He has a lot of qualities I wish I had, like his motivation for almost anything. He always tries to put 100% effort into anything he does. Even with that said, he always tells me when I grow up not to be like him, but to be a better person than him, which I can only hope to live up to those standards he set for me. My dad inspires me to do my very best no matter what is in my way or who is telling me otherwise. He lifts me up when I'm down, and he pushes me to go beyond my limits. He's my dad, and he is my inspiration.